was all about the evidence, really. I mean, that's what it always boils down to.
Yeah.
It's just the evidence, text messages and things like that.
That's what I was going to ask. Was there any specific evidence that you guys, the text messages, which one in particular, anything that stuck out to you guys?
I'm not sure I should say anything else because I risk a retrial if I say the wrong thing.
You have been released, but I'm not going to tell you what to say, of course. Walking out now, I think you're knowing how high profile this case was.
It was very,
What's going through your head?
sadness. It's sad. Whoops, I'm sorry. It's just sad that, this has happened to Charles and she's given up her life as well. It's sad.
What did you think of her defending herself? Anything that went through the jury's head with that?
Well, for me personally, I thought, what does she have to lose? Guilty or not guilty, what does she have to lose? So
were any of you folks aware that this woman had already been
I had never been
convicted
heard.
of
I have never heard
3
of her.
homicides?
Yeah, no,
and
I've
the
never
jurors
heard of her
did not
before.
know that.
No, I did not.
And nobody brought it.
And ma'am, would you want to come in and talk too? Do you want to say anything?
What was your
There's a lot of backstory here, and this woman had already been convicted of 3 homicides, and they obviously didn't want you folks to know that, and nobody knew that during your deliberations.
No.
Is that correct?
No.
Correct.
Well,
What was this experience like for you?
It was sad, as he said. For me, it was the text messages that did it, as far as evidence. And I feel like we uncovered some lies.
do you think
Knowing now that she was convicted of killing her 2 children in Idaho.
I haven't had a chance to Google everything. I'm sure as soon as we get on the shuttle. So might have more to say later.
Was that difficult going through this and
Yes,
not being able to
it
be
was.
disconnected?
Yeah.
What
It
do you
just felt
think
like
she-
there was a lot of information that didn't make sense and that was missing.
Do you think she did herself any favors by
No.
defending herself?
No,
You were not impressed with her lawyering skills?
no.
What did you think of her behavior during cross-examination? The way that at one moment she was argumentative with some of the witnesses.
Many days she just was like smiling and laughing and didn't seem to take anything very seriously.
How much of that did that play into a factor into the decision?
It did.
Were you hoping to hear her testify? Were you hoping
Yes,
to hear her
I
call
was.
witnesses?
I was.
And what about you?
I didn't understand why she didn't call any witnesses.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, I don't get
Or
that.
why she didn't have, I know she made a statement about the only family that was interviewed was her estranged brother, and why wasn't her parents or her sister, but yet she didn't call them.
But in saying that, she is not obligated to prove her innocence. It's
Exactly. Yeah.
up to.
And you gave her that benefit of the doubt. She recognized she didn't have to put on the defense.
She knew.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
absolutely. She knew that.
Was the fact that she didn't put up a defense or take the stand in her own defense part of your deliberation at all?
No.
No.
No, it was all evidence. It was all evidence that was
Yeah.
produced and presented to us.
Before it just was asked, what would you say the biggest piece of evidence for you guys as a jury was when you came to the decision?
Well, for me, like her, it was the text.
The
Texts
text
were
history.
damning.
What
Can you
specifically
tell
about
us
the
which
text?
one?
I don't know.
Oh, there were so
I don't know
many.
if I can do that or not. Yeah, there was.
I
well,
mean,
there
we
was
had
2 of them for me
pages.
that really stood out.
Can
Which
you tell
ones?
us which ones?
The
Um,
Nephi.
Yeah, that was one of them. Soon you will be Nephi, and so will I. So that was one of them. But I don't know if I should say anything more than that.
We heard so much about dark spirits and religion and how this all plays into it. I mean, as a jury, what's going through your head when you start hearing that in court?
For me, that didn't really play a big role because you have to have evidence of conspiracy, and that is not evidence of conspiracy to me. To
Was
say
it-
somebody is
Was it
possessed.
unusual for you guys to? You're talking about her brother Alex, the guy who actually did was the trigger man. So many players were referenced in this trial, and you never saw them and never heard
Correct.
from them. That had to be confusing when
It
you
was
guys got
very
back in the
confusing.
jury room. Yeah.
Yeah, it was very confusing.
What did
It just felt like there was so much of the story that was missing.
Did she have any valid arguments, like anything that made you think maybe she's not guilty?
Do you want to answer? I can't think of any.
You know, honestly, up until yesterday, I would have said not guilty. But when the prosecutor, I don't know, what do they call that? When they give their say their
closing argument.
yes, the closing
Connected
argument.
the
That's
dots.
really there's a few things she said in there, and then when I looked them up today, I was like, oh yeah, that's bad.
And you were still on the fence yesterday.
I was yesterday. Yes.
Give us a sense of what it was like to be in that jury room. Was there a point that someone was disagreeing, saying that maybe she is not guilty?
Yes.
Or were you guys
There's
all...
a couple.
There was.
And what was that like? Walk us through that.
It's just a matter of, you know, adults working things out and going through all the evidence and figuring out, you know, what we thought, what we were going to come to an agreement with. So
To learn now that everyone that was in that house that day, minus Daybell, is all not with us anymore, is dead or has been killed. I mean, what is that like to hear as jurors walking out?
Sad.
it is.
Like, I kept wanting to hear from Tylee.
I was going to ask, is anybody wondering why Tylee wasn't testifying?
Yes.
You were.
Did you ever ask the judge why aren't they here?
No. And the one witness that really got to me was hearing Kay. I was holding back my emotions.
Thank you guys
Can
so
y'all
much.
spell your names for us?
Yes.
My name's Carl, Karl.
And your last name, are you comfortable sharing
No.
that? No. Okay.
Victoria Lewis, Lewis.
Thank you guys.
Thank
We
you.
appreciate
Thank
it.
you
And
very
I know
much.
this is a lot, so thank you.
Thank you very much,
guys. We
folks.
really
Thank you.
appreciate it.
I
Thanks for
love your
time.
Fox News.
Oh, that's her.
Oh, that's you. Okay, that's you.
I'm like, I need to